Namaste and welcome to this week's 5-minute video on yoga philosophy. This week's video is about the 4 main paths of yoga and also becoming an active participant in your own practice. Let's begin this dialogue with just looking at the 4 paths of yoga. All of these paths are complete systems unto themselves. Each of the 4 paths leads the practitioner to a state of yoga or union. Individual soul consciousness connected with the divine. And each path is perfectly valid and complete. So it can never be said which path is better, because if you arrive at the goal, it has done what it was set out to do, what you were setting out to accomplish. So the first of the 4 paths, and the one that we're most familiar with in the West, is called Raja Yoga. R-A-J-A, Royal or Meditative Yoga. And in this system, you practice Hatha Yoga as a preliminary technique, Hatha Yoga being all of the physical exercises, breathing techniques, and purification, which then lead one to mental mastery, control of the mind, control of the senses. And this is what we're very familiar with. We're familiar mostly with Hatha Yoga, but also with the idea of meditation to find a higher state of consciousness. The second path is called Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is a yogi who commits to selfless service. So performing actions without the expectation to bear the fruits of those actions. Selfless service. And you can think about somebody like Mother Teresa, or just any social pilgrim who is out there, giving their heart and soul and losing themselves in their practice of giving to others. That's Karma Yoga. The third path of yoga is called Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is a devotional path of yoga. So if you've ever come across any Hare Krishnas, that's a group of Bhakti yogis. They're out in the world and practicing their path of devotion. And so a Bhakti Yoga is looking for how God is interwoven into everything that we experience. So regularly thinking Hare Krishna as you prepare food, as you take food into the body, as you meet somebody, Aum Namah Shivaya. Every action is given over to the divine until you're brought into a rapture with these actions. So you move with the divine in every step. And the fourth path of yoga is called Jnana Yoga, J-N-A-N-A. And this is a path of intellect or knowledge. So Jnana yogis are scholars studying sacred scriptures and also using a reasoning of the intellect, showing I am not that, I am not truly that, I am not truly that, until they've eliminated all things that they are not, and they arrive in God consciousness. So each of the 4 paths are completely valid and perfect. And what the other part of this video is interested in is trying to make an advocation for being your own participant in your practice. So if all 4 paths are valid, it's part of the practitioner's duty to identify what your natural disposition is, and which path and what set of techniques is going to serve you in achieving your goals. So if you're meant to be a Bhakti yogi, don't try to be a Raja yogi. And if you're meant to practice another spiritual path, then practice another spiritual path. But in all of the pursuits, instead of digging shallow wells in many different spots, choose a path where there's the attraction and a magnetism for you, and then go deep in the practice. Commit to practicing daily. Practice at the same time every day, even if it's 10 minutes. Find time to practice regularly. And as you do this, you'll be able to monitor, am I starting to cultivate a lightness and a vibrational quality of ease in my daily living? Test it out. Become your own experiment and see if this starts to lighten your living experience. And by doing this, you become an active participant and you find your own perfect path of yoga. Thank you all so much for watching. Aum Namah Shivaya. Namaste.